what's going on YouTube? It's your boy AA9 Skills. We got 40 games of the Road to Foot Champions to bring to you the Weekend League. Yes, your boy is still getting the Weekend League. Yes, your boy is still beasting and feasting. And yes, your boy needs to have a crazy last 2 weeks to make sure we get top 100 monthly. We have not performed the first 2 weeks of the Weekend League. One weekend, we just had a lot of fun, built a new team, built a new players. We just had a fun weekend. Now it's back to getting down to business. We got to beast, we got to feast, we got to make sure we save top 100 monthly. And with that being said, I'm getting the baby Gullit, the baby goat, the baby beast, Savic. Now, I've always liked this card. I actually got his red card because he has 3 different versions, a gold one, an inform, and then an 87 rated one. I bought the 87 rated one because so many of you guys in the comments down below and on Twitter, the people that follow me on Twitter, thank you so much because you guys help me make these decisions. You guys hit me up, and now this is what our team looks like going into the next weekend. What you're about to see is a little bit confusing, right? So I'm 4-0 when I match up against this guy, and the reason I'm showing you this part is to make it all break down, because in this video, I'm really going to be able to teach you guys, not teach you guys, but show you guys the adjustments I make to perform better in the Weekend League. If you're someone that's out there striving to get Elite 1, top 100, I'm going to show you an adjustment right now. And the first adjustment I'm going to show you is I lose to this guy. On penalties, I lose to him, but now watch what I'm going to show you. I get matched up against him again. I was 4-0, I lost him, went 4-1. Right now, we are 10-1, okay? And I match this guy again at game 10. If I win this, I'm 9-1. If I lose, I'm 9-2. I'm going to talk about the adjustments in a minute, but if you still love the Road to Foot Champions, smash a big old thumbs up. Can we get 5,000 likes? And you know you're probably sitting there saying, Skills, or are you sitting in a girl's room right now because it looks pink back there? Where is this? Why you have a green screen at your house because you don't want us to know you live in a pink bedroom? No, this is actually my girl's room. I still gotta work. We still beasted. We still feasted. We still out here doing the Weekend League, even when I'm in my girl's room. Okay, so don't make fun of my pink walls. I love my pink walls. Now, with that being said, man, no green screen today. A little bit different, but the guy beats me, right? And let me explain the first game. Before we talk about how goatly Savic is, how he's the cheap, behold it, how he's the cheap best midfielder in the game, let's talk about something that's very, very important. I matched up against this guy when I'm 3-0. Or no, excuse me, when I'm 4-0. So that was game number 5. And he beats me on penalties. But the problem is, 12 minutes into the game, I was down 3-0. 3-0. I was playing a 4-3-1-2. He was playing a 4-4-2. He did not have his left back or his right back on stay back while attacking. He had his CMs on stay back while attacking, and he had his cams to press back line and get in behind. How do I know that? Because the 90 minutes that I played against him, the 120 minutes that I played with him until we went to penalties and he beat me, I paid attention to every single move he did, everything. It was like a game of chess. That's what FIFA is, okay? So, and then after kind of paying attention to him, I matched him up again. And when I matched him up again, I knew inside I was not losing to him again. Although we start this game off 11 minutes in and we're already losing, in my head I knew I wasn't losing to him. Why? Because what I did was when I was down 3-0 in game 1, for me to come back and make it 4-4 to go to penalties, first of all I made it 3-3, then he made it 4-3, and I made it 4-4. Actually no, I went up 4-3. Yeah, and then he makes it 4-4, and we go to penalties, and he beats me on pens. He scored in the 118th minute to beat me, or take me to pens to beat me. So I was down 3-0 when I made the adjustment to match him in a 4-4-2. With my left back and right back on balance, all my guys stay back while attacking like him in the midfield. I did every move he made, and I was able to come back and beat him, or beat him until penalties. Until he tied it 4-4 and goes to penalties. But in this game, I knew him, I remembered what he did, and I instantly started the game off in a 4-4-2. Now, I did give up an early goal still, 5 minutes, and I was down 1-0, but I knew that I wasn't going to do that same mistake of going 3-0 down. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of times you'll be playing the Weekend League, or you'll be playing FIFA, and you feel like you're getting hit with a handicap. Like your players are missing the passes, your players are always in the wrong place, your player's team feels like his team is just everywhere and better. And really what that comes down to is not that your opponent has a better team than you, it's that your opponent is out formationing you. I've been playing FIFA for many, many years, and this comes back all the way to FIFA career mode, bros. Before I even played Ultimate Team back in the day in FIFA like 08s, 07, 09s, I was a big career mode guy, and that's all I played was career modes. And I can tell you something right now, if the career mode team that you're playing against, if you're Manchester United and you're playing against Man City, if they have a better formation than you or a formation they counters you in-game, you cannot beat that team on Legendary. It's just the way it works. So I learned formations that counter certain formations. In the 4-3-1-2, the 4-4-2 is just too strong. So he got 3 goals on me, easy peasy, and I was unable to do anything until I went into the 4-4-2. So when you're playing against certain formations, when you're playing FIFA, don't pay attention to the team that you have, because the team that you have is, hey, you did the best you could. Maybe you have gold cards, maybe you have Ronaldo, maybe you have an all-icon team. What you really need to be paying attention to is what your opponent is doing. It's a game of chess, man. If your opponent's in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, you need to be in something that counters the 4-1-2-2 narrow, or you need to play the same thing he plays in. If you watch the pro tournaments that take place overseas all the time, and you know the one that just took place in Manchester, I think it was, A lot of times the pros will just match each other with the same formation. That's why last year we saw so many people run the 4-2-3-1, and this year you saw Tass and Gorilla pull up to Manchester and run a 3-5-2. The reason they ran a 3-5-2 was they were trying to counter everybody else, and they were coming with something that could almost be a curveball to people because they didn't see it a lot, and to them not to know how to adapt to a certain formation. So if you find a formation, even if it's 5-back, 5-3-2-1, that counters absolutely everything. You need to be running that formation. And every time you play an opponent, the only reason you should look at when the screen pops up of what team he has, you should never look at, oh my God, he has Pelé. Oh my God, he has Maradona. Oh my God, he has Eusebio. All these players. Eusebio's not even in the game. There's no point of you even thinking about what he has. What you need to be thinking about is what formation is he in, so you could be in a better formation or the same formation as him to beat him, right? You know, in a lot of games, there's always strategies to win. In Fortnite, it's who could build better, pretty much. In Call of Duty, it's who has better aim. And in CSGO, it's pretty much who has better aim. In FIFA, it's who knows how to formation people better than other people. A lot of people don't look at FIFA that way, but that's what FIFA comes down to, bros. If you and your opponent are both in the same formation, and you both have the same exact team, it's going to come down to who plays the game better. But if you and your opponent have the same exact team and one person's in one formation, another person in another formation, and one formation counters another one, you're in trouble because you actually have no chance of beating your opponent unless you get a lucky bounce to go your way. Because in a 4-2-3-1, let's for example, 4-2-3-1, a 4-2-3-1 against something like a 4-3-1-2. The 4-2-3-1 is so much stronger because the 4-3-1-2 is so narrow that you don't have people pushing the wings. And in a 4-2-3-1, what your opponent's playing, he has 2 CDMs to counter everything you're doing down the middle, plus his center backs, plus his left back and his right back that are probably going to be pushed in because your opponent is playing on narrow, you know, back line. Their width is low. And a lot of people play with low width this year because a lot of people don't play down the wings. So you always want to make sure you counter and stuff. That's why a lot of people are running this 4-4-2 and having so much success this year, because so many people are playing with the width of their team so small, bros. They're putting their width tiny, so that way their left back and their right back squeeze in. And then 4-4-2 is murdering this because there's so much wing space and people aren't really adapting to that. So a lot of times people get really frustrated at FIFA because like, oh, my Thierry Henry's not doing nothing. Oh, my Ronaldo's not doing nothing. But at the end of the day, it might be your formation that's not doing nothing for you. So this guy beat me fair and square, made it 4-4, goes to penalties, I lose, and I was 4-0. I faced him again at game 10 when I was, excuse me, this game? I think this was game 10. Yeah, I was 8-1. I was 8-1. This was game 10. And as you can tell by the way I'm commentating this, I'm going to win this game. And in my head the whole time, I knew I was going to win this game because, like I told you guys, always pay attention to your opponent. Not what he's doing, like not how he's playing, or just so you know how to counter him, because you might match him again. You have a whole 90 minutes against this guy. You need to learn the first 20 minutes of each game. I'm trying to feel my opponent out. Does he like going down the wings? Does he like playing narrow? How does he like to play his game so I can adapt my game and try to beat him? Now, again, I'm no pro. I'm no beast FIFA player. I get top 100. I made a couple events. I'm just telling you what works for me. You know, more than custom tactics, custom tactics, more than player instruction. The most important thing in this game is not only just finding a formation you're comfortable with, because a lot of times your best formation is going to be 4-1-2-1-2, and that's what you're truly, amazingly comfortable with. It's an amazing formation. You're a beast with it. You're a monster. Nobody could beat you in it. The problem is eventually you're going to get a formation, like a 4-4-2, like a 4-2-3-1, something that's going to counter your 4-1-2-1-2, and there is nothing you can do about it except for get beat. And it doesn't matter how good you are at the 4-1-2-1-2, that formation is going to beat you. So what makes a pro, what makes a top 100 player a top 100 player is being able to make adjustments on the fly. Just like in real life. Just like in real life with certain coaches, they know how to make certain adjustments. A lot of people say Arsene Wenger, he's out now, right? He looks like he's leaving. A lot of people would say he didn't know how to adjust to the new style of football, which made him not a great manager no more. I'm not going to get into that conversation. It's neither here, neither there. But it's the same thing in FIFA. Can you adjust to game time situations? Can you make the right substitutions, the right formation swaps, the right, all that stuff, the right player instructions, when to push more pressure, when to not push more pressure? This is all times and everything that makes a pro a good player, the top 100 player a good player. My tactics to playing a player when I go into the weekend league, especially on Xbox, you play so many of the same people over and over and over because there's more people on PlayStation than there is on Xbox. On PlayStation, you have a chance of playing a lot of people, but on Xbox, I get a lot of the same people over and over. Like a lot of the pros, like PSG Fiddle and Joey. I've played these guys over and over this year. I've played them so many times because there's not that many people on Xbox that are getting those high rankings, so we match each other a lot. So with that being said, you have to know, a lot of them know exactly how I play. They know what I like. Not only do they see my videos to know what I like, but on top of that, we play each other so much that it's kind of just muscle memory now to know how the person plays and how the person doesn't play and stuff like that. So keep an eye out to what your opponent's doing. Always make sure that you're making the right adjustments on the fly, because I know if you're still playing FIFA right now during the time where EA's not releasing nothing, you're hardcore. You're trying to get top 100. You're trying to get Elite 1. You're trying to get into the Weekend League. Remember that this is not just to be in the Weekend League. This is how you get into the Weekend League. If you're playing the Daily Knockout Tournament, you just can't get in. Make adjustments, man. Just because you love 4-1-2-1-2 doesn't mean 4-1-2-1-2 is the best formation for you. You might be really good in it, but if you match up against a bunch of 4-3-3s the entire time and 4-1-2-1-2 gets countered, you got to have something that counters the 4-3-3. A lot of times, if you feel like you're a great FIFA player or a good FIFA player or a decent FIFA player, but you're losing more games than you think that you should, a lot of times just match your opponent, bro. Get into the weekend, get into the game, daily knockout. If your opponent's running a 4-3-2-1, run a 4-3-2-1. Try to counter him. Say, you know what? Listen, that's what I do. When a game's going really bad, for me, I match him in the formation. I say, look, bro, you might beat me. Maybe I'm going to beat you, but we're going to be in the same formation. We're going to see who's the better player. We're going to see who's, it's not going to come down to team. It's not going to come down to formation. It's going to say who could play FIFA better. Is it going to be me or is it going to be you? And that's what I should have done to this guy much earlier before I went down 3-0 in the first game. Once I went down 3-0, I should have done it like 1-0. But I was like, oh, I'm fine. And I had this confidence in me that I was fine, where really I wasn't fine. I should have went into the 4-4-2 earlier, and I wouldn't have lost the way I lost that first game. So all of this stuff is making adjustments. You can see I go up 4-2, and of course he's going to pause his game and try to make some adjustments. Me, I go up 4-2, and look what I do here. I'm like, yo, I'm up 4-2. I'm in a 4-4-2. I'm going defensive. I bring in two defensive mids, or I have two defensive mids, right guard Vieira, Lozano, Thierry Henry, and stuff was already in the game, so I'm golden, and I jump back into the game, now this time in a 4-2-3-1. I wanted to win the game. I wanted to make sure I didn't mess this up, so I had to make some adjustments. With that being said, let's talk about Savic, who actually didn't play in this game. I played one game without Savic, and I actually didn't play. Actually, I think he did play in this game. I think I subbed him off. But Savic is unbelievable. He is an unbelievable card. He's actually a card that's been giving me trouble all weekend long, last weekend and the weekend before. I've been so sick and tired of this card because everyone's running like a Vieira, Savic, and right card, or a Vieira, Savic, and GULLIT, and it's so annoying because he's so big. He is humongous. Okay, he doesn't have the craziest speed, but he could pass, he could shoot, he could defend. He is very, very dangerous. He's like a, man, I want to say he's so much like the best Pogba in this, because I like Pogba in this game, but I don't enjoy him. I feel like Savic is definitely better than Paul Pogba, and he's a very cheap alternative to GULLIT. Now, GULLIT obviously feels faster, and GULLIT has a weak foot that not that many cards are messing up with, but this Savic card is absolutely unbelievable, and I got him for 220K, man. So if you guys are out there looking for a midfielder, you're sick of right card, you're sick of Vieira, you want to run something else, well, don't be sick of Vieira, because he's not a CDM. He's a high medium, so he's a player he's kind of, you're going to use him the way I use Goretzka. He's going to defend, he's going to attack, he's going to pass, he's going to do everything for you. He's going to be that guy that's all over the pitch for you, trying to make things happen, trying to make you win. But that's what he does. Don't use him as a defensive mids. Savic is a great player. You'll love him. I promise you that. Definitely get your hands on him if you're looking for a midfielder. Him and Goretzka, for me, the best cheap midfielders in the game. Hands down, no doubt about it. If I had to pick Savic or Goretzka, I think I would. I feel like Goretzka's a bit faster. If you're like me, where you like a little bit extra speed, he's that step quicker, so you'll like that about him. But besides that, I would say Savic is better, but Goretzka is quicker. So as you can see, my opponent makes it 4-3. He's trying to grab the ball. He's trying to get back into it as quickly as possible. So he's a good player. And I even searched him. I looked him up on FootWiz, and I want to see where he was. He places like 100, 200 every month in the world and stuff like that. Or was in the world or in the U.S., something like that. He's a decent player. He's a good player. And I knew, like I said, I felt, I didn't know, I just felt in my heart that I wasn't going to lose again to him, not after knowing how he played. I knew we both had good teams, and I just kept banging away. So anyway, Savic, an absolute beast. In the comments down below, could you let me know right now, man, what your record is in the Weekend League? If you're still playing the Weekend League, do you still enjoy the Weekend League? And who's your favorite player that you've rocked up with lately? The past couple weeks, I've been, as you guys know, playing with a lot of different players. I gotta say, man, a little bit disappointed with this not Thierry Henry, with Cristiano Ronaldo. And you're gonna be like, disappointed with Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm actually disappointed with EA Sports. And the fact that I can't really tell a difference from this birthday Ronaldo and the regular Ronaldo. And that's really hard to say, man, because I play Ronaldo on 7 chem, I play Ronaldo on 10 chem, and all his cards feel exactly the same to me. His Team of the Year definitely feels a bit better than the rest of them, but all of his cards from the gold up until the Team of the Year one, they all feel exactly the same. Whether it's a right wing one, whether it's the left wing one, whether it's the striker one, whether it's the highest ever overall one without being a Team of the Year, they all feel the same. And I really hope that EA next season in FIFA 19 can find a way to make these big cards feel like they're worth the extra 2 mil, 3 mil that you pay for them, because we could have got the regular Ronaldo for 800K. And then I paid 1.4 for the birthday one, where I feel like they're identical, the same exact card. I feel like they play the same. I feel like he does the same amount of things. He gets the same amount of stats. So it's kind of really annoying how I don't know how they would balance it. I've talked to this with Nep so many times. Another FIFA YouTuber, if you guys, I know you guys have heard of him. I've talked with Nep about this so many times, how, you know, you jump into, you go and buy new cards. And once you have Ronaldo, can you really tell the difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and any upgrades he has? Like, he's such a good card already. That slight increase of pace, that slight increase of physical, can you really tell the difference? And my answer to a lot of it is no. Now, when Lozano gets an inform, it's big, because when it's such a low-rated card and it gets such a big boost of 3 ratings, that makes a difference. But a Ronaldo to a like, I would say, dude, Gold Ronaldo's probably as good as Team of the Year Ronaldo. And a lot of people go crazy when I say, Skills, you the stupidest FIFA player ever. How could you say that? Bros, the extra money that you pay, the amount of money that you pay extra for these cards, they're not doing enough for you, in my opinion. They're not doing enough to value the point of paying an extra 2-3 million. But again, I could be 100% wrong. If I could go back in time and do it again, I would just buy regular Gold Ronaldo, play him on 7 cam at right forward. The only reason I bought the birthday one so we could have full cam, I knew he was going to feel the same. I literally did just for full cam. I knew he was going to feel the same, because every Ronaldo I've played with, they always do the same exact stats. And that's not just in FIFA 18. That was in FIFA 17, FIFA 16. It just seems like when you get the big cards, you get the big cards. Now, one card I can say that didn't work with was the regular Messi last year to the Team of the Year Messi. That was night and day. That Team of the Year Messi was one of the best cards in the game last year, if not the best. He was unbelievable, and his regular card wasn't that good. So it does sometimes make a massive difference. But for a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, bros, if you guys are looking like, his team, everybody's psyched for his Team of the Season coming out, and I'm sitting here like, yo, his Team of the Season is gonna feel the same as his gold card, man. It really is, man. And if anything, I want his Team of the Year more than anything else. That's just how I feel, though. I could be absolutely crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys feel that way. And it's kind of like, it's kind of the same thing as how I thought it was gonna be with the baby cards in the beginning. I thought Baby Gullit would feel like all of his Gullits. That's not the case. Although I do believe Vieira's middle card and his big card feel the same. I feel the same for almost kind of like Thierry Henry's card. I feel like a lot of the cards that are the medium ones to the high ones, they feel the same. They feel like, I felt that way with Mateus. I thought Mateus's middle card was just as good as his big card. So let me know how you guys feel about that. And let me know if you think there's any way EA could make it feel different, if they could make it feel better, because you tend to pay a lot of money for these cards, and they almost feel exactly the same, and that's kind of always got on my nerves. And I think that's where the conversation, this whole commentary I just did right here, this all breaks down the handicap conversation. Does handicap exist in FIFA? And I don't believe it does, but I do believe that formations counter each other, which makes the game feel really slow and laggy, or heavy. I also feel that cards that you buy that you pay 3 extra mil for should feel better, and they don't. And I think that gets on people's nerves, and it feels like handicap, because if you have Team of the Year, or if you have birthday Ronaldo, he should feel 1,000,000 times better than his gold Ronaldo, but he really doesn't. So that's where the handicap conversation comes into play. Anyways, bros, you see what I did there, man. I knew what my opponent was running. I ran the same thing as him, and you can see the stat difference. I lost to this guy in penalties. Look what we do to him in the second game. Guys, I am 10-1 right now. After this game, I was 9-1, but I played another one. I'm 10-1. The weekend league is going pretty damn good for us. Let me know your record in the comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, big old thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. I love your faces. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all soon. Booyah, we out.